these are the steps to activate the new rates for PayYE and to activate housing fund. Now, the first step, of course, is to make sure that you've updated your software. So remember to check your version number after you run the updater. Make sure you see 2023-07-28. This is the date. So you should see either this or a later date. So that's step number one. Now you're going to be making changes to calc rules and to rates. But the first thing is, what's your status of your July payroll? If you have not run July's payroll, which means your July payroll is blank, before you go to change your calc rules and your rates, I recommend that you process. The reason being, if you go to calc rules, it will be blank. And if you go to rates, it will be blank as well for July. So when you process, which means you copy previous month and process, what it will do, that procedure, it will have copied the calc rules from the previous month and it will have copied the rates from the previous month. So now calc rules will be populated. And, homepage, rates will also be populated. So let's deal with calc rules first. Both June and July will be showing a housing fund column, and there will be no ticks for anybody. For July, what you want to do is to activate housing fund. This is in calc rules, remember. So you want to put ticks in housing fund for all employees, right? Like I've done here. If you have many employees, let me untick. If you have, let's say, 100 employees, doing that will take you a long time. So I've added a little shortcut which you activate by double clicking on the housing fund title here, anywhere on this. So just put your mouse on the title and double click. And you'll get this pop-up message, activate housing fund. Click yes to switch on or to tick housing fund for all employees. If you click yes, it will tick for everybody. Just make sure you see everybody is ticked. You can do a quick comparison, go back to June, see housing fund is not ticked, come back to July, see that's ticked. So that's step number one. You have to make sure your calc rules for housing fund have been effected. Number two, we now go to rates. So now, because you've processed your July, it has copied from June exactly what was there. So your June and July should look the same. Remember, we are now updating housing fund and pay as you earn. Now, both these table IDs have what has been there up to now. So for housing fund, it has been 2019, and for pay as you earn, it has been 2021. So the first thing you want to do is to change this. You can actually type for both of them, 2023, and then click in another line to save. You'll get this error, just click OK. And you could do the same for PAYE. Only those two tables, don't affect anything else. What did I do? 2023. Why? Oh, maybe for PAYE it's refusing. Okay, so that's a good opportunity for me to show you how else you can do it. So instead of overwriting, the preferred way, again, make sure you're in July, click open table, all right, come up here, select 2023. You will see a table if you have updated correctly, which looks similar to 2021. It looks the same as 2021, but you have two new lines for the 500,000 and the 800,000 bracket, 32.5 and 35. Then click this button here, set this as table for July 2023, like that. You'll get this pop-up confirming PAYE table ID for July 2023 has been updated to 2023. And when you come back, you should see 2023 for both. Make sure your July looks like this. Exactly the same as June, except this housing fund and PAYE should be changed. Now that is not enough. Once you've done these updates on the rates table, so you've changed calc rules and you've changed rates, go back to your payslips for July. It will not have automatically updated your calculations. Let me take this guy. So here is a person who had 1 million. So that was his PAYE, same as what was in June. Remember, we had copied previous month and processed, so it was still using the same as June rates. So it didn't automatically update after you changed your rate tables. So make sure you process again. So make sure you're in July and make sure you process. And you can see he now has a new taxation. Remember, this only affects people with salaries above 500,000. So you'll, like we had said before, you'll see the PAYE has changed for people above 500,000, and then you'll see two new entries: housing fund as a GovDebt and housing fund as a memo. Memo, GovDebt. So those are the steps. You change your calc rules and you change your rates. But remember, first go to payslips, copy previous, process, then come to calc rules, then come to rates. That's the way to do it.